Okay, this story's totally out of control. People in BC are so tough. So tough that even children are out rescuing people. Okay, so this Cub Scout group in Maple Ridge there down at Golden Ears Provincial Park rescued 3 people the other day. They rescued 3 people in a Cub Scout group. And when you see them finally, I'm going to show you like a video of these kids at the end who helped perform this rescue. And they're like friggin' babies, man. They're like little children. They're tiny kids. Imagine getting rescued by, like you want to be like tough man of the woods, and it's like, it's bad enough. Like if I ever had to get rescued, I'd feel pretty bad. I'd be like, be bad enough Bob shows up or somebody, or Dave Merritt or someone shows up. I'd be like, tail between my legs. Like, when a cat falls off a thing and they like act all like I'd be kind of like that. Like, sorry, Dave, or hey, Bob. Yeah, hope this day would never happen. But imagine if instead of Bob or Dave, it was like a bunch of like children from a Cub Scout group. Just like, oh, ouch, that would totally hit you right in the manhood there, I guess. Anyways, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Hit like, share, subscribe. Let's talk about some funny stuff this time. Let's go.
There it is.
I'll watch the video later. They try mopping this. Yeah, okay. Prepared and calm. Young scouts help rain-soaked hikers in BC Park. Article on Tuesday, November 25th here in the Northern View. A group of local scouts helped a trio of hikers in distress in Golden Ears Provincial Park on Saturday, November 22nd, before they were rescued. Ridge Meadows Search and Rescue was called after 3 hikers lost the trail around Evans Creek area in the afternoon as they came down the Golden Ears Peak Trail. They stayed put and called for help. Fortunately, there was a group of scouts hiking along the West Canyon and heard the distressed hikers who were stranded on the other side of Evans Creek, which was impassable because of heavy rain. With one of the hikers experiencing cramps, oh no, I climbing a mountain, but I got cramps. The scout leader made a 911 call. You're going to get a helicopter because you have cramps. Like, oh my God, people. And now you're getting rescued by children. The scouts managed to throw some supplies, water, snacks, and emergency blankets over to the hikers, trying to light items to rocks. Search and rescue spokesman Rick Lang said this trio of young hikers was sadly unprepared for their outdoor adventure. They made a wise decision not to attempt to continue on to the Golden Ears summit. I got cramps. I better not keep going. But by the time they got back down to Evans Creek, it was swollen by rain and not passable because of the bad weather I've been forecasting about there. They were unaware of a nearby bridge. So, yeah, they were soaking wet from heavy rain. One was wearing pajamas, he noted, and they were probably on the verge of hypothermia. A search and rescue team was sent via East Canyon Trail. They located the hikers and gave them dry clothes, jackets, I guess, and helped them out of the woods. Lang said the scout troop helped give the hikers comfort until they could be rescued there. My daughter there, Vaishnavi Pillai, 10, was part of the scout group, and it was a great example of preparedness, calm action, and you stepping in and a real emergency. Right on, you kids. I think you're awesome. I love you kids. You're great kids, best kids ever, out rescuing people. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the situation. It is pretty funny. Our rescue team later gave the kids a tour of mission control. That's pretty cool. As the group commander of 1st Pitt Meadows Scout Group, I'm very proud of our Cub Pack and the Scouters who were on this adventure, said Michael Dunn. Not only did they tent in the rain for 2 nights, they did all the right things when finding those lost hikers. Thank you, Maple Ridge SAR, for everything they do. I want to thank them for letting our kids participate and showing them some of your equipment. Not only was this a learning experience, it's a core memory they'll keep for decades there. Search and rescue reminds hikers heading out to be prepared for the essentials there, who have a trip plan and research where you're going. So let's have a look at the scout group first of all. So this is the first Haney scout group, I suppose. I think this is the group. So they, as of last year, like almost a year ago today, they made one of their rare updates on their website. And it said they're offering tree chipping in January 2025. They were partnering with Ridge Meadows Search and Rescue. Schedule a pickup for your stuff for chipping. They're partnering with the Ridge Meadows Search and Rescue. My God, children, you're just supposed to be chipping trees. You're not supposed to be out rescuing people. Oh, these kids are out of control.
Horrible weekend for this group of Cub Scouts.
This is the
went
kids.
On a 2-night camping trip in Golden Ears Park.
When we came back, we were all dressed.
You got rescued by children,
It
man.
wasn't just because of the rain.
Like I heard them like waving their arms. And like,
Help us!
Don't cross.
You guys are
Hiking
more
on Saturday
prepared,
afternoon,
calmer,
Some of
cooler.
the kids with the first Pitt Meadows Cub Scouts spotted 3 people stranded on the other side of a gushing river.
They were only wearing street clothes, casual shoes,
Casual shoes, street clothes.
protection from the rain, no extra food. No.
Kyle Lee was
Holy.
hiking with his friends that
Who
morning
gave them
when they
advice to go
crossed
do
the
this?
creek. But on their way back, the waters had gone up, and
Of course they
found
did.
themselves stuck.
We're just more regretful that we didn't prepare and we decided to cross the
Oh,
river
Kyle.
even.
You got
That's
rescued
what
by
we're most
kids,
regretful
Kyle.
of, and making that not very smart decision.
Yeah, you're
Lee and
regretful.
his friends were able to call for help. They were waiting for rescue when the Cub Scouts arrived.
Maybe you ought to
Using
join
rope and
Cub
rocks,
Scouts there,
they
Kyle.
tossed over some trail mix, water bottles, and emergency blankets.
Holy-
We're just really grateful that they were there.
See
I
this
guess
type
so.
of call all the time where people go out, they don't realize that they're walking into a wilderness area.
Rick's
There's
like, never seen this
website
before.
called adventuresmart.ca. It's all one word. That has a lot of information as to what supplies to take, what precautions to take.
Lee
Yeah,
and his
you know.
friends made it out safely by nightfall. As for the Cub Scouts, they were invited to tour the
Hooray,
Ridge
ring
Meadows
around the
Search and
rosy.
Rescue Command Center
Husha,
later that
husha.
evening.
We sat down and had the fire going, and after we kind of got warmed up, we sat down and talked to them about the importance of being prepared.
We
You're
learned to
awesome,
always
Luke.
Have extra food and extra blankets. So
You're
that
awesome,
we can
kid.
Always be prepared, and if there's any other people in need, like the ones we encountered, we can always help other people.
Just go around
Lessons from
rescuing
a rainy
everybody.
Weekend they'll remember for life. Jonna Bailon, CBC News.
Holy
Vancouver.
cow. I mean, you can even go to North Shore Search and Rescue's page themselves. They'll tell you, like, if you bring these things, we will not have to come and get you in a helicopter as often or things like that there, you know. So, like, you know, tell people where you're going. Bring these essential things, they say, you know, bring some lights with you, some lighters too, signaling devices, fire starter, there you go. Warm clothes, people. This is all out there. Pocket knife there, shelter, water and food. You don't just go hike up a 8,000-foot mountain or 7,000-foot mountain without a first aid kit or navigation. Well, maybe a cell phone is good. I'm sure they had that at least, but probably they're in like that ravine and it won't work. And, you know, they got advice, and you can do things like subscribe to people like Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. I'll talk about GPS and how to use it. We can talk about whatever you want. Become a Patreon member and ask me questions. I'll make a video about it when I get a day like today where I'm like, what should I make a video about? Ooh, North Alpine forecast for Wednesday the 26th there, saying Thursday, periods of rain. Yeah, it's going to be gross. Don't go climbing no mountain on Thursday. Where are people getting some of their crazy ideas from when it comes to hiking mountains and whatnot? I don't know. Like, they're obviously not watching Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, because I would tell you how to be prepared, or if you're not prepared, how to just not care, which is one of my strengths out there in the wilderness. Like, oh, well, I'm in my sock feet or whatever. I don't give a shit. I'll get home or whatever, one way or another. Your attitude is everything. Your attitude's everything, everybody. Okay, well, let's find out. Where are people getting their information from these days?
While this area is no stranger to outdoor enthusiasts, rescue teams are saying that some of them are using AI apps to find these trail recommendations, which
Oh,
are giving them incomplete information. When we asked
I doubt
3 different
AI has ever
apps
hiked
the
a
same
mountain.
question, what are some good hikes near Vancouver? All 3 of them gave a similar list of scenic hikes, but
Uh-oh.
only one categorized them on a difficulty scale and gave a snow warning. One BC outdoor safety group says the North Shore Mountains see one of the highest rates of rescue calls in Canada because of its easy access to trails and nearness to the backcountry.
And surplus of useless
something
people.
that AI does not prepare you for.
So it can't give me that personalized touch that I know I need to apply to my trip.
Riches says this is a new problem, but one that's increasingly resulting in ill-prepared hikers. This group also said they use AI to map their route on some hikes.
If somebody
Wow,
wants to
dudes.
go for let's say intermediate hiking, or like someone just trying hiking for the first time, so I think ChatGPT is a very good thing.
A hiking expert says
Wow,
people should keep
no,
the
it
time
isn't.
of year in mind, a safety factor that AI often overlooks.
It's important to check the references of AI chatbots when you use them, because I've tried a few queries and sometimes they pull from some obscure sources.
They also say hikes in the North Shore can still have snow conditions late in May, even if it's warm and sunny in the lower mainland.
What are your goals for that adventure and set them. And just remember, don't hesitate to turn around and save it for another day based on conditions.
Yes.
Because
Turn
there's still
around
snow,
more
by
often.
the way, at higher elevations.
Safety advocates say it is important to rely on official sources and
They
peer
put
supported
signs up
forums
telling people what time
instead of
sunset
AI
is. Like,
to stay up to date on trail conditions, closures, and experiences of recent
like
hikers.
you're not paying attention.
Tanushi Bhatnagar, CBC News, North Vancouver.
Kind of reminds me of the whole death by GPS thing that came out. You know, that was like when GPS first started being a thing, and people would like just plug into their vehicles where they wanted to go, and then the GPS would just drive them into some random fucking thing and wreck them. Like this woman who drove her vehicle right into the Woolers Swamp there off Trent River, Trent, you know, back home. Like, it's this huge swamp area. Well, and she's just like, wow, the GPS says turn right here. And as she drives in, she drove until like the vehicle was like in it, like submerged in the floor. Like, drove out there. Right? There's some great examples in history there where, for example, 3 Japanese tourists in 2012 drove into the Pacific Ocean in Australia. Right? They drove across 9 miles of water. They drove past signs onto a boat ramp, continued until their car was stuck in thick muck as passengers on a nearby ferry watched the event unfold. There was one guy stranded in the Nevada wilderness in 2011. A couple from BC, Albert and Rita Chrétien, Chrétien, of course, I'm so fucked up, became stranded in a remote part of Nevada after their GPS led them down an impassable, unmaintained road while attempting to take a shortcut to Las Vegas. They were stuck for weeks. Rita was eventually rescued, but Albert left on foot to seek help. He didn't survive. Driving off a demolished bridge. The tragic case, a North Carolina man named Phil Paxson died in 2022 after his GPS directed him onto a bridge that had been washed away and he was long defunct. Similar incidents occurred with drivers ignoring physical barriers and signs because GPS indicated a valid road. Like, if you're driving down the road and it's like there's like, you know, a bunch of boards there saying bridge out, don't be like, well, GPS says, you know, IA just said to go for it. Just so if you're getting your trail advice from IA or AI or whatever the fuck you call it. So, getting stuck on a goat track in 2009, a van driver there, Robert Ziegler, found himself stuck near the top of a mountain in Switzerland after his GPS directed him up a path so steep and narrow it was a goat track. His vehicle was eventually airlifted by a rescue helicopter. Okay, a 900-mile detour there happened. A 67-year-old Belgian woman, Sabine Moreau, intended to pick up a friend from a train station north of her home, but she instead drove 900 miles across 5 international borders to Zagreb, Croatia, because she blindly followed her GPS directions for 2 days without questioning the increasingly strange route or road signs. Oh, and then okay, so multiple fatalities occurred in Death Valley National Park where individuals followed GPS directions onto abandoned mining roads or impassable desert tracks, often lacking sufficient water and supplies, and they dehydrated and died. You know, I'm like looking for examples in history of like children rescuing people, and I have like, you know, things from World War II, from like death camps and things like that, and children in the Holocaust, and like guys who were, you know, abducted children, but then other people, like other children, rescued them. I'm finding things like that, but I'm not finding a lot of examples of like children rescuing people in the wilderness. Like, it's kind of a rare thing, and you know, good on you guys. You're totally awesome. Totally love you. Total respect for the rescuing children down there in Maple Ridge. You just can't make this stuff up. Okay, Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube channel. I'll talk to you next time, everybody. Hit like, share, subscribe. Bye.